as well as more solar and wind infrastructure. And we're collecting signatures at the red tent. Also, if you're interested in work, I'm hiring. Morning, boys and girls, friends and lovers, children of all ages. Welcome to Denver, Colorado, where we're talking over some music because we know that we're going to be monetized, demonetized, all that jazz. So we'll come back in a second. Good afternoon, boys and girls, friends and lovers. We are here, children of all ages, at the Colorado State Capitol. We're going to be talking about SB 21200, the environment, and all things that are good. But first, I have to tell you, there goes my phone. I hate when that shit happens. It's from spinning it around, right? That's okay. Last year,
Always gotta be something.
always gotta be something. I went through 8 phones. The last one that broke, the cop hit it out of my hand. This is Jack. Jack's been doing this for a long time. That's right. Just Jack, look him up. He's got some good stuff going on. We're gonna enjoy the music. We're gonna demonetize the show. It's fine. We just gotta let you know everybody's out. We're having fun in life today. It's good. And we'll get to the speakers in a little bit. Burning down the house. Oh yeah, all the music is environmentally themed, by the way.
Oh, okay, cool.
So they don't have to put, batteries.
You can see what in each one. So if you want to walk around.
That was before I had looked at the so I went all winter long. And then all of a sudden I had a big old electric bill. And then they allowed me to put some stupid stuff or more electricity. I grew up my own medicine. Right. So you had some milk going. Get rid of it, No, that's the thing. A lot of things with these clubs, a lot of temper stuff and we go like that, about the power wall. And like, I'd love to promote it more. They said right now, schedule, the best bet is to be honest.
Trying to line up and get ready. If you got a question about where you're at in order, come find me. We're going to be starting here momentarily. So get your spots.
Man, you can say that in the mic.
Yeah, I know. I'll do that.
I mean, if you have an environmental reason or if you live out east or something.
Hey everybody, we're about to get started. So definitely if you're looking for a spot on the lawn, now's the time to go and get it. And speakers, if you have not seen me and don't know where you're at in this program, come find me.
see if I can see. How does it look? Does it look good on your camera? Because this one was kind of pointed a little more to the left. You want to back this way a little bit? Let me look here real quick.
So yeah, so I'm gonna set this up. When he starts talking, just go ahead and zoom in on the podium. Right?
Yeah, oh, you gonna run around?
Yeah, we're gonna run around. Probably go across the street, get some.
So where's your zone?
So that's great.
Oh yeah, I got you.
You do it
Here,
Oh, I'm making
this
this
one.
one.
Go back and forth.
Okay.
There you go.
They're ready to first and you?
Okay, okay, got it.
Oh, you have it? That'd be
Soon as that, yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
All right, Jack.
So yeah, so I'm rolling now because we got the people coming.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. Do a little rolling. Either way.
Thank you, Shayna.
Yeah, so I just don't want all the speakers to get anything out. That's fine.
Quick announcement for our speakers. We're actually going to line up here and then check in with Ethan with the white hat. So if you're speaking, come find Ethan.
That's great. That's good.
Oh, great. Yeah. Oh, wow. Those people are going to get warm and
Speakers sort of on. I just want to make sure that like.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Can we hear? We've gathered today to support Senate Bill 200, and we've come to tell our governor to value lives over politics. But before we tell that story, I'd like to welcome Shayna Oliver, who will come. She's from the Indigenous Peoples' Rights Advocate and Field. She's an Indigenous Peoples' Rights Advocate and Field Organizer, and she's going to come and do a land acknowledgement.
Thank you.
Look for the red shirt.
Thank you, everybody. To me, is more than land acknowledgement. It's acknowledging the genocide. As being a field organizer for Moms Clean Air Force and representing Indigenous communities as well as our voices, it's more than land acknowledgement. 574 tribes exist nationwide, and that doesn't include the tribes that were genocide and perished and no longer here with us. Just like here, the Cheyenne and Arapaho, they were genocide. They were murdered, massacred. Women, children, men, babies, our elders, our historians, our knowledge keepers were killed. Genocide for this land, genocide for capital extractive. And doing land acknowledgement is more than recognizing names. It's recognizing where our ancestors are. Who are we? Where are we? And where are we headed to? So acknowledging the land is more than naming names, but understanding why we're here. What created this? The genocide that happened. Our genocide is not recognized to this government and hasn't been, and it needs to. And that's why environmental justice is at the foot of what Indigenous people are fighting for. Because it's recognizing the genocide, it's recognizing how we got to where we're at and understanding where we're at and where we're headed to. And as an Indigenous, I am honored to do the land acknowledgement and offering my prayer in Navajo, in Diné. Two of our sacred mountains are in southern Colorado. We don't get recognition for that. But we understand the severity of acknowledging tribes, acknowledging our ancestors, acknowledging the 7 generations going forward. Not only acknowledging our present, but acknowledging our actions of the past and our actions that will lead to the future. And that's what this is about. And I want to make sure that we do honor the 48 tribes in Colorado, especially, who are broken up from nations of the Cheyenne, the Arapaho, who got split up into northern and southern, the Apache nation that are split up from north, east, and west, from the Pueblos that were separated and have lost their way from Colorado. They also come from the north, south, and east, and west. And we need to understand what balance means, acknowledging our elements that make life possible. So doing an land acknowledgement is more than remembering the people that once existed, but actually taking action in what acknowledging land really actually means. And it entitles that our next 7 generations, they need the land back, because what's been taken was stolen and it wasn't given inherently. And we need land keepers. We need people that acknowledge the life cycle, the universal law of nature and mother. And to the Navajo people, we pray to the Father Sky, Mother Earth, all the spiritual beings that have made it possible for us to be here. We acknowledge those elements. We acknowledge the 4 directions. And that's what I want people to take away from this, is that it's more than land acknowledgement to the Cheyenne, the Arapaho, the Ute, the Kiowa, the Shoshone, the Comanche, the Navajo, the Pueblo, all of those. We have been split up into 48 tribes within that itself. So those are the main tribes that are known, but they were all intermarriage tribes as well that broke into 48 tribes. And that's what we need to understand, is that life will continue if we let it. And Mother Earth will always be here for us if we allow her to nourish us. But we need to have that respect for all our relations, and that's what we take away from land acknowledgement, is having the respect for all relations. So thank you for doing this, and thank you, senators, for continuing this fight for environmental justice. So I just wanted a moment of silence. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Timothy Tyler, the pastor of Shorter Community AME Church, a member of the Working Family Parties, and also a member of Together Colorado. Because I believe in community action. I know how important it is to have good relationships with our legislators, especially those who push legislation and policies that help people to live and not die. And so would you help me to welcome Senator Faith Winter and Representative Jackson as they come to the mic at this time.
All right, thank you, community, for showing up today in support of Senate Bill 200. This shouldn't be this hard, right? What we are saying is we set goals based on science. We didn't make them up. They didn't come out of nowhere. We based it on the science on what it's going to take to save lives. And that's yeah, you can cheer for saving lives. On saving some lives today, right? 26% reduction by 2025, 50% by 2030. And we need to make sure we meet those goals. We cannot afford to miss those goals. Because if we miss those goals, our communities hurt. People die. Our forests burn. We can't grow the food that nourishes us. It impacts our economy. And that's the track we're on right now because there's no accountability. There's not enforceability. We're not measuring it. And worst of all, promises were made to take into account the impacts on disproportionately impacted communities, and we have not seen that actually happen. We know that pollution overburdens low-income people and people of color. And that means they need to be centered in our solutions as we fight climate to meet our goals. That's all 200 is doing. We're saying we agreed to these goals. We collectively came together. The governor signed 1261 and said these are the right goals. They're based on science. We're going to include disproportionately impacted communities. And now we're saying, okay, do you really mean it? Let's have accountability and enforceability. By not agreeing to have accountability, are we just admitting we're not going to meet our goals? Let's put a ring on it and meet our goals. And we are only as strong as the teams we build and the people we work with, and we need every single one of you in the fight to get this across the finish line. And my favorite person to fight with on environmental justice issues, my strong co-conspirator, is Representative Dominique Jackson. And I am so excited to introduce her. Thank you, Senator Faith Leonard.
This woman has taught me how to do the work. So hello, beautiful people! This is a gorgeous day. It's interesting that I was just sitting inside, we're debating this bill, and I was talking about what I want for my future personally. And I was talking about how all I want is the sun, the sky, to hear the wind whistle through the trees, to hug a tree, to skip a rock in a river, to feel that icy coldness, and to feel as though wherever that space is, that it's not gonna freaking burn down in a forest fire, because our forests are decimated by beetle kill, because our climate is changing. I'm saying things that all of you want. We all walk into this building with our own passions because of our own lived experiences. And we go in there to fight because I am but you and you are but me. We are the vessels for your hopes, your desires, your dreams, your wishes, your lives. And much like the senator said, we absolutely, unequivocally cannot do this alone. We need all of you to stand up, to keep fighting. We need your hearts, we need your soul, we need your energy, we need your voices. And that's what environmental justice is about. Voice! Every single one of you should be at the table. This stuff shouldn't happen in some windowless brown basement with a bunch of attorneys going at it. This is your lives, right? That we're talking about. So thank you so much for standing up with us, because all y'all are right up here with us. Love you.
Come on, let's hear it for these legislators who are fearless. Come on. Come on, say it with me. We don't want to die. Help us save lives. We don't want to die. Help us save lives. We don't want to die. Help us save lives. Come on, let's hear it one more time.
Help us save lives. We don't want to die.
Talk about being fearless. I am excited and honored to present to you a former Colorado State Representative and the Executive Director of Colorado Rising, the Honorable Joe Salazar. Come on.
I am not as tall as Nikki Jackson. What? Let's bring this down. Yeah. What's up, Colorado? How's it going? I'm taking this off because I can grow something now. It only took me 50 years to be able to do it. Thank you. So, it's been 2 years since I've been on the Capitol steps to give a speech. 2 years. And the last time I was up here, Governor Polis got mad at me. It's good to know that 2 years isn't going to change much. You know, throughout my time as a community leader and my time as a state legislator, I've heard politicians make a lot of promises, run on lots of titles such as a climate champion. But I'll tell you here today that I have never seen a politician discard their promises, trash their slogans, quite like Jared Polis is doing with the threat of his veto on Senate Bill 200. Never seen it. Never seen someone tuck tail and run from doing the right thing quite like Governor Polis. Imagine Polis going from county to county, and I know because I ran for Attorney General and I went on those tours. I was out on those campaign stops and I heard him say these things. Going around making promises about greenhouse gas reduction, about 100% renewable energies, and then now he's having to be sued by environmental protection nonprofit organizations when he throws these promises in the trash. Never seen a politician do that. Literally now being sued for not being able to uplift his own promises. Imagine Polis speaking to communities of color and other disadvantaged communities, making promises that he will protect us, and then now he's throwing those promises into the trash can. Oh, believe me, as an indigenous man, as a man of color, communities of color here, we've seen that a lot over the generations. We've seen the white politicians make promises to us and then jettison those promises a little bit later, right? But never to the extent that Jared Polis has done it. That guy sets a record. But you know what? We don't have to imagine these things because that's what's being threatened right here and right now with this veto threat of Senate Bill 200. Now I lost my train of thought here. His threatened veto says to hell with meeting climate goals and to hell with communities of color. It says, I'll meet GHG emission reductions. That's right. It says, I will meet GHG emission reduction goals at my leisure. And it says, I don't care about brown kids at Bella Romero. And I couldn't give a damn about entire brown communities being affected by the poisons being spewed by Suncor. That's what he's saying. Now, if you just take words for what they are and you don't want to parse them through, you're only doing half the job. Because you have to listen to his words and then you have to parse it down. And that's what he's saying, is I don't give a damn about you. That this is about me. This is about the legislator not telling me how to do things. Well, you know, when I was a legislator here, I kept a copy of Schoolhouse Rock in my office. And I was willing to offer it to every Republican out there who didn't know how government worked, right? I am willing to offer that broke-ass Schoolhouse Rock DVD to Jared Polis right now. So that way he understands the checks and balances of government. That way he understands that the legislature can tell him what to do. That's really not a broke-ass copy. It actually is in mint condition.
Available on eBay.
Available on eBay, right. He's saying, I don't give a damn about my promises or about communities when he uses misleading industry talking points. Imagine sitting there saying that the AQCC is a, what's the word, tyrannical commission. That's his damn commission. He's the one who picked those people to sit on that commission. And now he's dogging out his own people on that commission, saying they're not responsible enough to meet what Senate Bill 200 asks them to do. Senate Bill 200, on the other hand, assures us that promises will be kept. It mandates that our GHG emission reduction goals will be met. It ensures that community voices will be heard. And it puts into black letter law that communities of color will be protected from the environmental racism plaguing our state, a racism that is not being addressed or stopped by this governor. My goodness, imagine the audacity of giving people a voice, right? And he's sitting up there right now thinking to himself, I don't want to give a voice. I should be the only voice out there. But what's really cool about Senate Bill 200 is its sponsors. These legislators with whom I had great pleasure serving alongside are using their constitutional powers granted to them by the people, to tell the executive branch that these goals and protections will be met. This is not about the timeline of one person. The climate waits for no one. I am asking Governor Polis, and I'm going to be kind, I am asking Governor Polis to withdraw his veto threat. Start working with legislators to get Senate Bill 200 through the process and to his desk and signed into law. You know what? Bet you anything, we're going to be here again in the summer. Because just like last summer, this coming summer will demonstrate the march of climate degradation, right? Remember how those farmers and ranchers back in August and September were talking to the press saying, we have no idea where we're going to get water. We can't water our crops and we can't water our livestock. That's not a one-off, people. Last summer was not a unique thing. That will happen again this summer. And as it happens again this summer, we should show back up here again to enforce in the minds of a governor that the voice of the people matters. And that we will be heard. That we will be heard. And we will do this collectively, together, as a gente. That's how we will do it. Governor Polis, you have a right, you have the opportunity to stand on the right side of history. Take the opportunity, because if you don't, I promise to God that history will remember this lost opportunity, and you were the one that lost this opportunity for this great state. Thank you very much.
Come on, let's get Joe Salazar a hand. Our champion. I wanted to break out singing, I'm just a bill. I'm only a bill. I'm going to sing it Sunday, come to church. At this time, we're going to hear from Yiva Sinthanathan, Executive Director of Provando and former Parker Town Council candidate. Give her a hand as she comes.
What's up, Colorado? My name is Jiva. I was a former candidate for the Parker Town Council. I'm 18 years old. I'm at Colorado School of Mines because I believe in science. And I'm really glad that you showed up today. That means a lot to me because climate justice is social justice, and we all know that. And Black communities get hurt, Asian communities get hurt, Indigenous communities get hurt, and today, you showed up for Black communities. Today, you showed up for Indigenous communities. And today, you showed up for Asian communities. And that matters. That matters a lot. I want to thank Senator Faith Winners, Senator Dominic Moreno, and Representative Dominique Jackson. The young people we see who is working for us, we see who is hearing us, and we see who wants to preserve our future generations. It is so easy for politicians who run their campaigns to run on climate because it makes them look good. But now everyone's watching, everyone's hearing, and when they run again, we need to remember this moment. We really do, because it's these politicians, they want to further progress themselves. And they're helping themselves, they're not helping us. That's exactly why we need your help with not only coming out to SB 200, but we need you to for all climate issues, for all communities of color. Thank you all.
Thank you. Would you help me welcome now Lucy Molina, environmental advocate and member of North Range Concerned Citizens.
I got this here. Buenas tardes. Good afternoon. Welcome everyone, and I'll piggyback on some of the things that mi hermana said right now. It's a beautiful day to be out here, and thank you for coming out. Especially for me, it means a lot. I do want to thank our bold public servants, because there is a big difference between a public servant and a politician. I think our brother, mi hermano Joe, explained the difference, what a politician is. And some of us are public servants, like Joe, ¿verdad? So our world is facing a climate crisis. After a century of environmental racism, where our governments, together with greedy industries and corporations, have poisoned our communities, poisoned our neighbors, and murdered our futures. And when they make billions, we get death and suffering. We get asthma. We get diabetes, cancer, leukemia, bloody noses, heart disease, migraines. This just happened to me last week with a bloody nose with my daughter. Sleepless nights. So all the moms out there, I know what's going on. I know that you're suffering sleepless nights. I know that you have to plan funerals when your family is about to die. I went door to door the last month, and I found out my neighbors have brain cancer. It's not just me. There's cancer, leukemia. These are the impacts, the health impacts that my community is facing. I am in Commerce City. I grew up in Globeville, Swansea areas, 80216, the most polluted in the nation. When is it enough? Okay, when is it enough? All right, I would like to ask Governor Polis if he has a better plan. Does he have a better plan? Because this bill is a start. At least gives a hope for people like me. For me, environmental justice means climate action in communities like mine that are definitely disproportionately impacted by these deadly poisons and environmental injustices. I do again thank my leaders for taking action and for finally listening. I want to ask my governor, are we worth it? Or are we only worth it when he's knocking on our doors, like Joe said, to our Latino voters, coming to the carne asadas and our Latino businesses just to get a vote? Well, this is the time that we need you to step it up, especially communities like mine. Muchas gracias. Dios los bendiga. God bless you all. Time is running out. Time is running out. Gracias.
Thank you. Time is running out. At this time, I want to introduce to you a youth climate activist. She runs the Youth Action Committee with 350 Colorado, and she is 13 years old. Phoebe Dominguez, come on, give her a hand.
Am I tall enough for this? Thank you all so much for coming, showing up for climate justice today, showing up for Black, Indigenous, BIPOC communities, low-income communities, and all of the communities that are disproportionately impacted. When I was 12, I decided to show up at the Capitol, this Capitol. I came up with a sign every Friday, maybe 1 to 2 hours, and I would get ridiculed, I would get made fun of, sometimes I would get thumbs up by legislators. I wanted to bring up one time in particular. One time, a legislator came up to me and I was holding a "There is no Planet B" sign, and they said, "Planet A is doing great with all the CO2 in it." And I said, I wanted to say, really? Is that true? Because it's not. Because you probably live in a white community that is not low income and you don't live by Suncor. These communities are really what climate justice is about. We are fighting for communities because it is unfair. Environmental racism is real. Thank you all so much for coming. I want you to imagine a world. I'm not going to tell you what this bill would do. I'm going to tell you what we look like without it. This bill is amazing and we deserve it. So, imagine a world where we hit that unreversible climate change state. I know that that is terrifying to think about, but think about it. What would it look like? Yes, it would be a broken world. To me, it looks like me and other youth who are left behind on a broken world that we cannot save. And all the people who are in power now are gone. And all the people who told us that it was a hoax, told us that they didn't believe us, and told us that we didn't know what we were talking about, we wished that they were right. Because it was a privilege to say those things, a privilege to believe that. So, as I stand here before you today, I am not talking about, this is a matter of life and death for me, and for so many people. And if it wasn't, if it was anything less, I wouldn't be here. I should be in school. I should be enjoying my summer. I should not be here. So, please protect our futures. Governor Polis, don't veto our future.
Let's give her another. Let's welcome an Army veteran and Colorado climate advocate, Dr. Brent Goodley.
Thank you all for showing up today. Yeah, I really appreciate it. This is super great. I've been looking forward to more events like this ever since the lockdown. This is fantastic. I have some call and response pieces. How do you guys think about that? You guys want to join in? Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so this first one's pretty easy. I'm gonna say a line, and then it's gonna end with, what do we do? And you all say, stand up, fight back. All right? All right, let's try it. When the air we breathe is poison and black, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When the water we drink is toxic from the tap, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
With a climate in crisis, we don't continue to frack. What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When people are hurting, we don't turn our back. What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
When our children's future is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
Awesome, that was great. I got one more. You guys ready for this one? Yeah. So this one will be easy. I'm gonna start and you just repeat after me, okay? A better world is possible. United, we're unstoppable. Coal is unsustainable. And gas uneconomical. Our Earth is irreplaceable. Our children, we are responsible. Infrastructure is rebuildable. Suffering is unconscionable. The problem's undeniable. Climate action is desirable. Here, Polis is persuadable. But justice, non-negotiable. Emissions targets are attainable. When limits are enforceable. So tell them not to kill the bill. SB 200, I know I will. That is fantastic. You guys are great. Give yourself a round of applause. Yeah, and just a quick announcement at the end of the program, we're going to try taking a COVID-safe group photo, so get your signs ready, people. And before I leave here, I just want to say, I hand it back to the MC. Can we get a round of applause for Dr. Timothy Tyler? Reverend Dr. Timothy Tyler. Fantastic. All right, here he is.
Thank you. We must do something. We've got to stay active. We've got to stay involved. This is an emergency. This is the life of our children and our grandchildren, and politicians are playing with our lives. Can anybody at church out there, I tell them to say amen. Can anybody hear me out there? Amen. I know that's right. We want to thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for standing in the gap. Thank you for raising your voices. Let's give a round of applause for all of our speakers. Come on, let's thank them This is not the end of the work, it's the beginning of the work, and we must see this fight through. At this time, I want to bring forward Laura Goldhammer, a Denver artist born and raised. Laura Goldhammer writes and performs her Advent folk songs of social justice, frequently accompanied by her original stop-motion animated films. Would you give her a hand as she comes to close us out? Come on, come on, come on, give her a hand.
Are you guys down for more sing-along?
Magic. Yeah. I'm so happy to see your clock faces again.
I wrote a song early 2020 called About Damn Time, inspired by a direct action with these clock faces. That was late 2019 on the DCPA. So it goes, how does it go? It's been so long ago, you know. Feels really good to be back out here. We must be wise. Life is on the line. Open up our eyes. It's about damn time. Okay, can I lead you? We must be wise. We must be wise. Life is on the line. Life is on the line. Open up your eyes. Open up your eyes. It's about damn time. It's about damn time. Cool. All right, here's the song. Here's the full song. now turning, fire storming. Wake up, darling, heed the warning. Bells alarming now. We must be wise. We must be wise. Life is on the line. Life is on the line. Open up our eyes. Open up our eyes. It's about damn time. It's about damn time to move with mindful swiftness in rebellion to extinction. Now's the moment to place hope in being human. Used to mean something. We must be wise. We must be wise. Life is on the line. Life is on the line. Open up our eyes. Open up our eyes. It's about damn time. It's about damn time. Written by a future me. Can't rewind but rewrite visions that can come to be. Take one step and then the next. Let's truth come into view. Suddenly remembering what we always somehow knew. Not to follow orders marching down the darkest ways. Through all generations lives a bridge to better days. So we must be wise. Life is on the line. Life is on the line. Open up our eyes. Open up our eyes. It's about damn time. It's about damn time.
1, 2, 3.
Great singing, great singing. That was awesome. So good to hear your voices and see your faces. It's been so long. It's been so long. It's been too long. All right, I heard somebody say, follow through. I think it was our MC. And this is a little hug of a song I wrote called See It Through. Are you ready for it? In the darkest night lives a brighter day. Oh, it'll be alright. We are on our way. Though the path unclear, we'll know what to do. Oh, our next step is near. We shall see it through. Come on in. Find yourself a place to sit. Though the path unclear, clear. We'll know what to do. Our next step is near. We shall see it through. 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 Oh, yeah! Amazing. Okay, since you did so well with the sing-along, we're gonna do one more sing-along. Can you handle it? I got involved in 2015 in the houseless rights activism that was happening in Denver. Still is. Did a direct action where we built some tiny houses in a sustainability park without permission. Lots of people were arrested and our houses were confiscated, but led to a lot of cool stuff. So, wrote this song about that. It's called Live to See That Day. Are you down to sing along? Your part is gonna be hope and pray to see that day. I'm gonna sing something like this just now, and you're gonna say, live to see that day. Live to see that day. Can you handle that? It's hope and pray to see that day, then live to see that day. Yeah? Are you with me? Yeah! All right. Here's our chance. Hope you sing really loud. Do you guys want to practice? I'll sing something here and you'll say hope and pray. Hope and pray to see that day. I'll go on another little musical rant and you'll say live to see that day. Live to see that day. One more time. Hope and pray to see that day. And we're going to live to see that day. Okay, this is happening in our generation, so we're going to live to see that day. It's never seemed quite so dark, and we wonder where our leaders are. Speak and listen to your heart, it'll be okay. And all of a sudden there is a spark, then the flame is never far. Of the dreams that we're working toward, we shall see that day. Here we go. We all walk freely through the streets, hope and pray to see that day. With no need to fear police, live to see that day. Judged not by what kind of skin, hope and pray to see that day, but by colors found within, live to see that day. I have seen beyond the lines, falsely drawn between our kindred ties. Call the meeting of our minds, there is much to say. Then I'll know that this country's mine when we shine our brightest lights, standing up for the human rights of all who pass this way. The right to rest these weary bones. Hope and pray, hope and pray to see that day. For all who yearn to have a home, live to see that day. Live civil rights. Live to see that day, live to see that day. That was awesome. Can we get a little bit of that clapping going again? I know it's in your repertoire. Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. Thanks for singing along. We formed a band. Yes! Let's go along. Appreciate it.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Hey everybody, thanks for coming. Before you leave, we're looking to make sure that everybody who's a Denver voter has signed the recycling and environmental sustainability measures at the red tent. Also, if you haven't had a free COVID test in the last 7 days, this white tent over here, Carol's got free COVID tests. Get a text message with your results. Thank you.
Because I gotta go back to work. It ain't coming up on me. Sounds like I had to pray about it. Like, should I,
Right.
Zach, my man, how you doing? How you doing? I'm Brian. Columbus. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, man. Right on. Doing all right?
Yeah, I'm blessed, man. Highly favored. I got some really exciting business opportunities coming down the pipeline. We're changing the world and the environment. I'm hiring people to go to work and get jobs out into the community again. I mean, what doesn't sound good about all that? Hey, it's 2021. We're over COVID, baby. Yeah.
Get involved with
Nice to meet you, Columbus.
All right, take it easy, man.
You have a blessed day.
You too, sir.
Jack, man, it's good to see you. Don't forget to get a free COVID test.
I'm good, man. I took my time.
I'm vaccinated too. I still get my nose clean. It keeps the girl employed, you know. So yes, folks, thanks for joining us for this beautiful, fantastic event, and we love you. We'll talk to you another time. See who's on the chat box. Frank Sturgill, thank you very much. Al SoCal, Bill Wonder. hope you're having a wonderful day. We're gonna kill this feed and say have a great day, David.
Have a great day, David.
All right, David will.